Eventually, the two of us reached the door to class 3-2. With Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me, I opened the door. Inside is a hive of social activity. Seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, mostly for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily! She perks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best as she can.
Sorry, who?
Sorry. Hisao. I have Hanako with me here, too.
Hi.
She's pretty skittish. Considering the number of people around, it's too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again.
For the moment, just ask Maria for his advice. Kenji's busy painting one of the banners already.
A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face orientation. Did she say Kenji? That Kenji? I quickly turn around, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in a corner of her room, Henji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I first saw him.
Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand.
That's right, 3-2 is made specially for students with poor vision. Was specially for... Is that grammatically correct? I don't know. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I can give you some help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too? A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods an affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief.
That's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help.
Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. Can't really blame her.
I take it you met?
Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. It's hard to miss each other, really.
Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast.
Friend, I wonder if that's a right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminded me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right?
That's right. Just ask if you have any problems.
Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I began another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him.
It's a Kenji.
Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted kanji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji?
What? Who is it?
If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on his own. It's me, Hisao, from the...
Right, I know that man. What are you doing here, though?
His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to get really focused on his work, hating being disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. Now, I was just gonna help with the banner. Hanako and I, that is.
Hello.
Oh,
hey. I guess that's okay.
As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about-face. His sudden faux hospitality is slightly unsettling. Oh, right. Women. On second thought, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noticing the several small paint tints on the ground around it. Class 3-2 noodle stall? You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside. Or something.
Or something. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this? We do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders?
Text is mine. You do borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako is already debating between colors to use. By the time I put the brush to cloth, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though.
Okay, man, why are you here?
Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves my motivations.
I get it. Looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover.
Should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here?
Obviously. It sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school and a harsh world.
Yeah, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied that I'm sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work.
Finished.
Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise. It's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. Her scars extend even to there, just how much of her body was burned. I feel a pang of guilt about it as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks up surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner.
It does, I guess.
Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on the desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all that needed to be done? Lily gives an appreciative nod.
Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. Is there any way I could thank you?
It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate.
I don't mind either.
She nods before suddenly remembering one last person.
Oh, is Kenji still here?
Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room.
Yeah, just finished.
He carefully slides us down into an empty section of shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door.
See you, man.
Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us.
I like where this is going.
Well, I guess that's everyone.
I hope we don't have to do anything like that ever again.
Working past school time?
Indeed. The class plans this year were ambitious. Maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice, though.
She's right. Shows a lot of work's gone into them.
My. I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao?
Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two could be seen scurrying to and from the dorms trying to eke the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn.
Tired?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The, thing with Shizune kind of took me off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world is behind it.
About that. I'm sorry about it being so public. Shizune and I go back in some ways.
Her voice seems slightly irritated. She remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered.
I'll be glad once the festival is over in any case.
They changed their topics welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine. My old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this.
Yamaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals on such special occasions.
And yet the students are the one who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff around here are grumbling.
I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku was much more relaxed.
I'd go away toward explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come into the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily. Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms just next to the guys. As it is to be expected in such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling the outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. Feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long at the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers almost seem like a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. I'm feeling tired, so I set my alarm clock to wake me up as late as I can afford while still making it to the first class. The nurse's voice is almost nagging in the back of my head about morning jogs. I make a resolution to make up for it by going for a walk after school tomorrow. Emmy won't care either way, I bet. Ah, God, I love this tea. Seriously, like, if you're, like, looking for a new tea to drink, I'm just gonna give a little shout out right here. Check out Lipton Sparkling Diet Green Tea Strawberry Kiwi flavor. This stuff is the bee's knees, I swear. Anyway, I wake up and take a hot shower. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on the top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. Thought I was okay. Thought I made my peace with this thing. I'd gotten over it. What I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it's only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it's a life in progress. That's how I'll rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out to class early, as usual. As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me silently like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him. Hey! He jumps at the sound of my voice.
Oh, hey, man. I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired.
I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping?
Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I had to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it'd be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want.
So then, what's in the bag?
I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside.
Kenji, what the fuck did we just ask you?
I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy.
Okay. I thought you didn't go outside.
I wear a hat now.
I decided not to point out that he's not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and Kenji breaks by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent.
I never study.
Oh.
I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still gonna take it. Duh. I need to know what day it was so I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap off phone, so I had to step out and check up on it.
And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone?
I don't carry a phone.
What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean just leave it at home?
Nah, I don't use phone. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone.
Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone?
I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, whenever I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it.
Oh, there goes the throat. Beaten in the head?
Well, where else can I get beaten with a phone that makes me unable to remember it? The ass!
Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one.
Class is going to start in like 20 minutes.
I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. You need some lip balm? I accidentally bought 2 because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Whatever, man.
He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces now, though their names escape me still. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I've even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. First days I was pretty high-strung in class. Muto finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep in mind the festival in your mind. Games and fried food! Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I meant was more that the remainder of a sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment. Since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down.